This video is to show you how to complete the Excel assignment due on Tuesday night. So if you log into class, you'll see here it talks about Module 2. If you click on this link, it'll take you right to Module 2. If you scroll down to the folder that says Balance of Payments Excel Worksheet, click on that. It shows you here where you're going to submit it. The directions are here. The countries that are assigned are here. So if you and the balance of payments table that you need to complete is down here further. So just to make sure, if you click on this balance of payments list, so everybody's name and the country they're assigned, I can close this for now. And then to make sure you know that you have your table, if you click on this table, it's going to either let you open it or save it. So for now, you can open it. Depends on your software. You'll probably have to say enable editing. I would recommend as soon as you open it, say file, save as, and you want it to be in front of the balance BofP. You want to put your name. And at the end, you want to put your country, and I'm going to be doing the US, and you say save. Then this is the data you want to fill in. You have several ways to get to the data. One would be is to click here. If you control click or if you right click, it'll open it. If you go back to this page and click on here, it's going to take you to the link. And this is where you'll find your data for the table you want to fill in. The first thing you have to do is find your country. So click on here where it says country. Scroll down till you find your country. I've been doing the US, so I have to go all the way down. You click on it, nothing happens because you have to highlight it up here and then click on go. You'll see that it changes the name here. Then the next thing is you need, if your mouse is somewhere off the screen, then you have to roll it towards the data and this little wheel shows up. You click on that wheel and down here it says export. And the first one is XLSX. That's the one we want. So you click on that and it starts doing it for you. Again, it's going to ask you if you want to open the file or save it. It's up to you how best you want to work with it. I would say open it for me. Now it's going to change. This one is what's showing because that's already open. Again, you're going to have to enable editing. You're going to have to hit, you might as well do this right now. File, save as, and up here, you're going to put in your last name, IMF data, and your country name, and then say save. A couple of things, if you want to, you're going to find maybe it's easier if you move this column in. One of the ways to do that is to highlight it and then just drag it over. It's not necessary, but it makes it easier in a few minutes to work with it. What I want to do is I want to get to the column 220, and I want that to be the only column. If by any chance there's nothing in this column on your machine, on your file, then use 219, or if really stuck, use 218. But if you go back to all the way over, you hit or highlight the column, and then you hit delete. Now you don't want to do that for every single column, so if you highlight it and move your mouse holding down the left button over, you highlight a bunch of columns, then hit delete. Again, you have to be careful because if you hit delete again, you'll delete 220. You don't want to do that. So highlight the column again, B, and then hold the mouse, point to the top up here and hold the mouse and move over to the fourth quarter of 219 and delete that. And now move to the other side of 220, holding out over the columns, delete, and it's going to go away. So now you have the US balance of payments data we've already saved it with the name. If you haven't, save it again, save it now, or else you can just hit save to save the file. If you click up here, it's going to minimize what you have, what of how much of that file shows. That's why I cut the column down a little bit, which again, I did by just holding the mouse around this bar and moving it. And then this one, I can also minimize it or make it only part of the page. I should be able to get rid of the data now, so I could close that by doing that. I'll minimize this. You can also make this wider. You can make this column a little narrower because it might help have it be able to have both screen files on the screen at the same time. It says current account balance. It doesn't say balance here, but the top number here is the current account balance. So you have to highlight the cell with that number. If it has it minimized, it looks like this. If you had it open all the way, it would look like this as your choices, and you want to say copy. Or if you have it minimized, you'll hit clipboard and then copy. And then you come back over here where it says current account balance. And if again, if it's opened, you would hit the paste. Otherwise, you have to click on it and then hit paste. Then for balance of goods, this one is directly says it on the screen in the Excel file from the IMF. So you just have to move your cursor down to that cell. Again, you can copy that way, or else if you prefer, you can do Control C and then move to the cell you want to be and say Control V. And now services, you can't just copy. You have to actually do some math with a formula, and you might do it in the IMF table, makes life easier. So if you come down here, the balance is credits minus debits. So an equal sign tells Excel you're going to do a formula. You point at credits, you then hit the minus sign or the dash, and then point at debits, and then hit enter. So you have a number here. You have a number here, you have a formula up here. For this one, I don't need you to copy the formula because if you did, it would give you nonsense. So, but I do need you to put the number. And that means that you actually have to copy the number over to the next cell. So if you click on here and you click here's copy, but then when you come here, you don't want to just paste. You have to actually bring down the paste and go to paste values. So just to show you, this is the cell with the number showing, but the formula up here. This is the number and the number. So then you copy that and you bring that over to this other spreadsheet and you paste it. Something went wrong. Hold on. If you do something and you don't like what it looks like, you can undo it. And then I can put up here and paste. Oh, I must have copied two cells. That's what the problem is. So undo, minimize this, go back here. I did see it was highlighting two cells. So I want to highlight just the number. And again, you could just do Control C and back over here and just highlight that cell and put Control C. At some point, you can make the type dark, bold, and bigger if you want. Then it says current capital account balance. And right here, it says capital account. That is the balance. That's going to be the difference between credits and debits. And you can double check to see if this goods number we just copied up here was the difference between was credits minus debits. It should come out to that number. Here for capital account, it should be credit minus debit, but I don't have to do the math because it's already here. So copy, and then over here, paste. And then this is the first place where you could do math, but you don't have to. If you wanted to, you could say equals and the current account plus the capital account balance, and you enter, you wind up with minus 621,574. It turns out that I said you don't have to do that because it actually is listed on the table from the IMF. So you can do this. Nothing wrong with it as long as your numbers are correct, but you can reinforce that you have the right number by comparing it to over here. If they don't agree, both do two things. Go back and check your current account that you copied the right number and your capital account. And also you make sure you use this number just to make sure you have the right number in that cell. All right, so we proceed down the table further, and that means also moving down both of the spreadsheets. And the foreign account net, which is the balance, and that's exactly what it says here for financial account, not foreign account, financial account, and that's the net, and that's the balance. So again, you highlight it, copy, come over here, and clipboard, paste, and then this time you're going to have to scroll down and find towards the end of the table is reserves and related items. Again, highlight the cell, copy, and bring it over. Highlight, paste, and this time you are going to have to, and it says here you must have a formula. The formula is you want to add these two cells. So you highlight, get into that cell, equal sign, highlight the net financial account, and you're going to add the reserves and hit enter. So now you have that number. And at this point, what you want is, and you could, a couple of things if you want to neat up, if you want to put your yellow back in, it's there. That was found in this little bucket of color. If you want it all to be in the same style, let me see here. You would have highlights going down and pick the fount, and I think actually it's all 12, should be 12, and bold, and it looks more like the rest of what we're doing here. Oh, and if you want to put the cell borders back in, it's over here, all borders. Okay, so now this one is exactly what it says, capital and current and capital balance. So equal sign, you just have to highlight that. And then it says minus financial plus reserves. So you just calculated that, minus, and highlight that cell and enter. So now you have this number 31,000, which is not zero. Balance of payments, if you go back to the slides as I showed in class, these two should offset each other. So the reason they don't are rounding errors, other problems. We do have to go back to the IMF table one more time. And again, here where it says net errors and omissions, so you highlight that one, the same as we've been doing, highlight it and paste it in. And then your balance of payments is again a formula, equals the number you calculated for these four plus whatever's in your errors or omissions, and it comes out to 0. You can go back and fount, raise that up, that 12 in bold, and then the balance. If this is not 0, or if it's not 0.1, or at the very least, less than 100, you probably have something wrong up in your data up here, and you have to go back and correct it. The last part is to answer these questions, and these questions are asking you if there's a merchandise trade deficit. Part of that is to tell you, well, what is merchandise trade deficit or surplus? It's the balance on goods. Merchandise is goods. So if it's a positive number here, it's a surplus. If it's a negative number, it's a deficit. So you just type in the word deficit in this case. Then the next one is the services. This is the one you calculated. And if you calculated and came up with a positive number, it's a surplus. If you came up with a negative number, it's a deficit. So in this case, it's a surplus. And then the last one is the current account is a debit or surplus. And that's the first number we copied over. Again, A negative is a deficit, a positive is a surplus. So this is a deficit. And then the last one is it a net borrower? And if you go to slide 28, you'll see that if the financial account is negative, the country is a net borrower. And if it's positive, the country is a net lender. So negative there means that it's a borrower. And again, we've already saved it, but just say save, file as, if you haven't done this already. Make sure it's your last name, balance payments table, your country name. And then I'm actually going to make sure I put it somewhere I'll be able to find it. So I'm going to say browse. I'm going to put it in downloads because that's, I don't know where I put the other one. I guess I'll just put it on desktop for the moment. I'm going to save it on my desktop and I can close it with an X. This one's still open. I'm going to say file, save as. And again, I'm not sure I would be able to find it if I didn't put it on my desktop. So I'm going to put it on my desktop. Again, I can close it. Then I'm going to go back to Blackboard. If you want to see how the points are counted, this file is going to tell you on this page, if you mess up on this and don't have a formula in the where I showed you at the top, what should appear here is a number. That's 13 points because it's a big deal. You have to do some work. So these are the points that are for each of those assignment components. And then back up at the top, submit, you click on there. Then you're going to browse your local files. And now I'm going back up to my desktop. I can use this to get to the, modify it so the latest one is there. Doesn't matter which one you upload first. Click on that and open. And then browse and click on that and open. And then say submit. And now you have to wait a few minutes. And you'll see over here that it says both files are there. It might, as it says down here, convert it and show you the files. Do not worry. If you can't see anything here, see, because I didn't cut down the file, it's like 23 pages. So that's kind of a difficulty thing. That's not what's relevant. It first of all should look like you can see something, because if you can't see something here at all, I might not see it when you download it. But that's one possibility. Or if you copy on here, again, it'll show you something that looks like your table. And that's going to be here. You don't have to worry about exactly what's here. I can and will be downloading the files by clicking on these arrows because that's what I'll see. If you found a mistake here, if you're done, you can say okay. If you decided, oh, I made a mistake, I want to correct it, click on it again. And now you're going to say start new. And then you're going to upload the new files and it'll just save it as a second attempt. I won't necessarily even look at the first one. I'll just look at what's the final one that's submitted, and then hit submit and okay. And hopefully it should be there. Let me see. Okay. Let me just see to make sure if I got what I wanted. I'm not sure I did I probably didn't say submit the first time. Let me see. Why can't I see it? All right. Oh, here. If you click on attempt one, yeah, there they are. So it's there. It saved them even though I didn't say submit, and we're okay. All right. So that's the video to show you how to do it. Any questions, send me an email.